Alright, today we're going to delve into the Ibuki of Hearthstone, otherwise known as the Murloc Paladin. So I've been playing this deck for a couple of months now, and as a fighting game player and as a Hearthstone player, when I tried to mix and match the two genres into one another, what screamed out at me about this deck was that it was SF4 Ibuki, straight up. Like, if back in the day, if you were a fighting game player and you would ask about Ibuki, one word would come up and that was just Vortex. She had near constant mix-ups that just resulted in an insane amount of damage. A single wrong guess on just one of her mix-ups and your health bar is just draining out of your body, and it's just wrong. The same thing is really true for this deck. It's not one turn kill or anything, but it will just snowball damage really early, really quickly. You can end up with a turn 5 or even a turn 5 or turn 6 lethal immediately if your opponent doesn't do clear well. And remember that it's your job to make those choices as difficult as we possibly can. Do I kill the Knife Jungler? Do I kill this Tidepool Murloc? What is he going to throw out next that could just ruin my day? Can I use a spell on this? Not right now, that kind of thing. You're supposed to make them have to decide early what they're going to clear, as it's just piling on as much damage as possible. Alright, so let's get to card classifications. So because I'm a Street Fighter player at heart, I enjoy Street Fighter, I'm going to use the Street Fighter mechanics to make it go forward. In this case, I'm going to use the attack power scale that they have. So you have normal, specials, EXs, supers, and throws. I made throws their own category because, well, every so often you gotta spin it to be Zangief. But nevertheless, those are the classifications I'm going to use for these, so you have a general idea of what's going on. Normals are cards I just throw out whenever. It doesn't matter, early game, late game. I may save some just in case I think you're going to wipe the board if I have a board already established. But other than that, they're coming out. Specials, because of the way this deck is designed, specials are only really used to power up normals and to cause you more pain early or finish you off late. Then you have EXs. These are like specials, but better. They simply allow me to do a lot more damage or safety depending. I'm looking at the adaptation in Gentle Megasaur for this one. Supers. I only have one super in this deck, and that's Sunkeeper Tarum. And that's because he is a throw and a buff all at the same time. Lastly, the throws. I have two in this deck. One of them is Spellbreaker. You won't see him till late game because I want to get rid of your taunt. And the other one is Consecrate, which you may see mid game because I don't like your board. That's about it. But before we get too off track, I do want to go through each phase of the game so you have an idea of what you're supposed to be doing with this deck, especially when all the other counters and everything come out at you. The early game is basically revolving around one thing and one thing only: pressure. Get stuff out in the field. Let your opponent try to figure out what to do with it as you just keep buffing it and going face. You want to start whittling them down early. That way when you get to mid or late game, they don't have a chance to come back. Mid game, you should have buffed things out. You want to start controlling the board and letting your snowballs just basically take care of the dude's rest of his HP. If you do it right, around turn 5 or something, he will concede, simply because he doesn't have options like that. Late game, however, you are actually the one behind the 8 ball. Even though you have a decent board, a single taunt can ruin an otherwise winnable game. So you do want to make sure you save your throws for last, just in case that happens. That way you can remove it. Worst comes to worst, you throw down Sunkeeper Tarum and try to hit him for 12 damage. As always, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like or comment down below. If you're new here, consider subscribing to the channel. And I'll see you guys next time.